Good morning, distinguished colleagues and guests. Today, I'm pleased to present our bibliometric study on antimicrobial materials and interior architecture, with a focus on health concerns, sustainability, and research perspectives. This research comes at a critical time when the integration of health-conscious materials in our built environments has never been more relevant. The growing incorporation of antimicrobial materials into interior architecture has attracted considerable attention in recent years. This interest has been particularly heightened by concerns regarding nosocomial infections and indoor air quality. Traditional surfaces in our built environments can harbor pathogens for extended periods, contributing significantly to disease transmission. Antimicrobial materials offer a promising solution to this challenge by creating healthier indoor environments. Our study aimed to identify key publications, influential authors, and leading institutions in this emerging field. We analyzed temporal trends in research output between 2016 and 2025, with particular attention to evaluating the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on research focus. Additionally, we sought to determine the predominant material types and their applications across various settings. We conducted systematic data extraction from major scientific databases including Scopus, Web of Science, and Google Scholar. Our targeted keywords included antimicrobial materials, interior architecture, sustainable design, antibacterial coatings, and innovation in construction. The study period covered a decade from 2016 to 2025, allowing us to observe both pre-pandemic and post-pandemic research trends. This bibliometric study involved a quantitative analysis of publication trends over time. We used IBM SPSS for statistical modeling, including linear trend analysis via ANOVA. Finally, we compared research output before COVID, from 2016 to 2019, with the post-COVID period of 2020 to 2024 to assess pandemic-driven shifts. Over the study period, 228,200 publications were analyzed, averaging 22,820 per year. The peak was in 2024 with 37,800 publications, compared to just 13,800 in 2016. This marks a 174% overall growth, highlighting the rising scientific interest in antimicrobial materials. This graph illustrates the evolution of publications on antimicrobial materials. We observed steady growth until 2019, followed by significant acceleration starting in 2020, coinciding with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Note that the apparent decline in 2025 is likely due to incomplete data for that year, as our analysis was conducted mid-year. Over the study period, 228,200 publications were analyzed, averaging 22,820 per year. The peak was in 2024 with 37,800 publications, compared to just 13,800 in 2016. This marks a 174% overall growth, highlighting the rising scientific interest in antimicrobial materials. The evolution reflects growing interest in healthier built environments. Growth was stable from 2016 to 2019 but significantly accelerated from 2020 onward. Research volume increased from 19,300 publications in 2019 to 22,500 in 2020, reaching a peak in 2024. The evolution reflects growing interest in healthier built environments. Growth was stable from 2016 to 2019 but significantly accelerated from 2020 onward. Research volume increased from 19,300 publications in 2019 to 22,500 in 2020, reaching a peak in 2024. Before 2020, research primarily focused on theoretical frameworks and material properties. Between 2020 and 2021, we observed a shift toward practical applications in healthcare settings. The 2022 to 2023 period marked an expansion to commercial and educational environments, while 2024 to 2025 saw integration with sustainability concerns and smart technologies. Our ANOVA test for linear trend revealed statistically significant results. The linear sum of squares was 526,387,111, compared to 335,428,889 for error. The F statistic was 12.56 with a p-value of 0.007, confirming a highly significant linear trend, p less than 0.01, and demonstrating consistent growth in scientific output. This graph illustrates the ANOVA results, clearly showing the predominance of the linear trend, in blue, compared to error, in orange. The p-value of 0.007 confirms that this upward trend is not due to chance but represents a real and significant phenomenon. The comparison of pre- and post-COVID periods is particularly revealing. We observed a 74.7% increase in the average annual number of publications, rising from 16,350 publications per year before the pandemic to 28,560 after its onset. This major difference underscores the catalytic impact of the health crisis on this research field. Our analysis reveals a significant increase in scholarly publications since 2010, with pronounced acceleration following the COVID-19 pandemic onset. The 74.7% increase in average annual publications post-COVID and the peak growth of 29.5% in 2024 confirm this trend. The SPSS analysis statistically validates this evolution. Among the major contributors to this field are researchers such as S. Ladecker, R.A. Elabasi, and A. Vig. Leading institutions include ETH Zurich, the University of Strasbourg, and MIT. This geographic and institutional diversity demonstrates the global interest in this topic. Predominant antimicrobial materials include silver-based coatings, copper surfaces, titanium dioxide photocatalytic materials, and biomimetic surfaces designed to inhibit bacterial adhesion. Primary applications concern healthcare facilities, commercial buildings, educational institutions, and co-working spaces. The pandemic clearly served as a catalyst for research acceleration, with a 74.7% increase in publication volume. We also observed a shift in orientation toward practical applications, reflecting increased awareness of pathogen transmission risks in built environments. Institutional support and funding for antimicrobial research also increased. Despite these advances, several gaps remain. Studies on the long-term efficacy of antimicrobial materials remain limited. There is a need for standardized testing protocols and more in-depth research on the ecological impact and sustainability of these materials. Opportunities exist for interdisciplinary collaboration and integration with smart building technologies. Our bibliometric analysis reveals significant growth in research on antimicrobial materials, with the COVID-19 pandemic as a major catalyst. SPSS analysis confirms a statistically significant upward trend. Silver, copper, and titanium dioxide emerge as the predominant materials, with applications primarily focused on healthcare and commercial environments. Our future work aims to develop a design aid tool for professionals by categorizing antimicrobial materials for interior use. We'll classify them by active mechanism and usage environment, propose performance metrics, and create a decision matrix to guide material selection. This will culminate in a concept for a digital selection tool. Thank you for your attention. I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.